like Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 has to offer, and can it compete with Redmi Note 5 Pro? Then we have the latest two smartphones announced for the Indian market, Motorola One Power and the Realme 2 Pro. Now this is the 4GB variant of Realme 2 Pro smartphone, and we will launch the game first on all four devices. To see the loading time, there might be a 1 or 2 second delay between tapping all the PUBG mobile icons. There is no background application running in any of these devices. There is one, so I'll close this one and then you can see. So we will launch the game. It is being connected with the same Wi-Fi on all the four devices. So let's see which device is able to load it the fastest. I'm tapping the button first on Redmi Note 5 Pro and Asus device, then I'll go on and tap the buttons on Realme and Motorola. So there will be a 1 second delay. I'll factor in that later on. So all the games are now being loaded on all four devices. Let's see which is the fastest device among these four to load the PUBG mobile game fastest. So the game has loaded on these two devices, as you can see, and it has also loaded on Redmi Note 5 Pro and on Zenfone Max Pro 1. So now let's see the gameplay in these four devices and which is the best device to play PUBG on. So I'll go into the training mode straight away on all the four devices. So here you can see this is the training mode on all the devices, so you can see the graphics and everything. So if I need to reduce the volume of all the devices, I'll just show you the volume of the device I'm testing it on, and then I'll play the volume for other devices so that you can be sure that the volume is coming out of this particular unit. So if I go into the graphics settings, here you can see the maximum available option that you get on Redmi Note 5 Pro is smooth, and under that you get the medium. So this is running on the highest setting. I'll shift to colorful so that it looks better. But if I shift to Ultra HD, it's coming soon for this device. HDR is not available. HD is also not available. Balanced is available. So this is the highest possible setting that I can go on Redmi Note 5 Pro. So there is some jitter in the game, a light jitter, not very heavy one. You can see you can run around. I'll pick up a gun and fire. So let's go for assault rifle, and let's go for M416, and I'll go for AUG rather than M416. So you can see right now we are running. You can see the graphics, the sky, and if I game is running fine. It's not very laggy, and at the same time it's not very smooth. Now let's hit some targets. So game is fine. I'll leave the game as it is on this device. Let's pick up the Asus Zenfone Max Pro first. Let's see in the graphics. Again, this time the game is offering you balance, medium and high. Let's see. It is also offering you HD mode on Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1, which is a good thing. So if I go into the HDR, it's not available. So HD high is the highest possible settings. I should shift to color. And let's see how the game looks. It definitely looks better than the Redmi Note 5 Pro, and it's running smooth as well. For some reason the game seems to be slightly more optimized here. And I'll pick up the gun again, AUG. I'll pick up the ammo and I'll run. So the game is working fine on Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. I'll increase the volume on this device now. Seems to be working well. The game is working fine on Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. So let's go with the Motorola One Power now, and I'll go into the settings, graphics. Again, the maximum available setting on this device is similar to the Redmi Note 5 Pro, where you get balanced and medium. So I'll shift to colorful as well, and I'll tap OK and exit here. So the gameplay seems to be close to Redmi Note 5 Pro in terms of details as well as the choppiness that I can see in game. Now I'll go and pick up the AUG again, some ammo, and let's go shoot some bullets. I personally play PUBG a lot, and I can see that the game is working fine, but no device is able to give me the 60 FPS frame rate which you will get in the flagship devices, high-end devices. So that's perfectly fine, but the game is playable. I'll increase the volume on this device now. The game seems to be working well on this device. Let's see how it's running on Realme 2 Pro. So if I go into the settings option over here and go to the graphics one, again it's not allowing me to go to HDR. So the maximum is HD, high, colorful. So I'll go with these settings, and it looks nice, and the gameplay also seems to be smooth. And I'll pick my trusty AUG again. AUG is not my favorite gun. I'm just picking the gun so that it's same on all the devices, and you can see the bullet recoil, etc. So game seems to be working well on this device. So if I have to pick devices based on the PUBG gaming, I'll say Asus Zenfone Max Pro and the Realme 2 Pro are working better than the Motorola One and the Redmi Note 5 Pro. And for some reason this is slightly more smoother than the Asus Zenfone Max Pro 1. So Realme 2 Pro seems to be a better device when it comes to gaming. Obviously this is not a very long-term gaming test, it's just a quick gaming test, and hopefully it will give you some idea. You can play games on all the devices, but these two can run the game on slightly better settings. And if I can, so both are on colorful mode, and you can see this is how the graphics look like on both the devices, and the colorful and maximum brightness. So if I have to pick one, the display brightness also seems to be slightly better in case of Realme 2 Pro. I'll show you that we are on the maximum brightness and auto brightness is turned off. So Realme 2 Pro seems to be a better gaming smartphone for PUBG Mobile among these four, then closely followed by Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. And now let's come back to these two devices, which are Redmi Note 5 Pro and the Motorola One Power. So again you can see the graphics on both the devices. I'll just go and see the crate. Somebody wants me to sit in the car, but I'll skip it for now. So the game seems to be working well on both the devices. You can see color slightly seems improved in case of Motorola, but it's hard to pick a winner among these two devices. But that's a quick gaming comparison between these four devices for PUBG Mobile. If you want to do as a battery drain test or any other test between these four devices, do let us know, and we will try to do that as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video. Have a nice day.